Hi everyone, Megashorts here. Today I'm bringing you a video which isn't going to be a review, but it is going to be another video that relates to action figures. And in this video you're going to see some of my action figure collection. You're going to see not only a lot of my Doctor Who action figures, but also a lot of my other action figures from the Marvel Comics, Marvel movies, and also some DC Comics action figures as well. So that's pretty much all I have to say for the intro. There isn't really much else I can say really. So let's start taking a look at some of my action figure collection displays. First of all, we're going to take a look at some of my Doctor Who action figures on display. We can see here two shelves dedicated to the Matt Smith era. This top shelf is dedicated mainly to characters from the Pandorica Opens and the Big Bang, and then this one down here is dedicated to all the other characters from series 5 and 6 that I have. On this shelf we can see a lot of my companion figures from series 5 and 6. There's the BBC Shop exclusive Rory, two Amy Pond figures from the Victory of the Daleks. There's one from the first series 5 wave and one from the Pandorica wave. There's also my Amelia Pond figure, the policewoman Amy Pond figure just behind Rory, and a Silent with open mouth and electric shock hands. And behind them I have one of my Flight Control TARDIS toys. This is the one from series 5 which was released in 2010, and in the doorway of that I have one of my Raggedy Doctor figures from the 11th hour. And above that we can see my Prisoner Zero figure, who I did actually have hanging from the top of the shelf once, but I decided just to put him on top of the Flight Control TARDIS because not long after I first got him, and not long after I put him on top of the shelf, he fell down. I thought the blue tack was going to be strong enough to hold him for quite some time, but he did fall off the top just a few hours after I put him up there, so I decided just to keep him like that because I didn't want him to knock down any of the other figures. At the back there I have some of my figures from the Victory of the Daleks and the Beast Below. Towards the front of the middle area I have three of my Daleks from Victory of the Daleks, and behind them I've got all my Weeping Angels from Flesh and Stone and The Time of Angels. And as we move along here we can see two of my silent figures. These are the two versions from Wave 1B with the grey skin, and behind them you can see my nephew figure and the Doctor in straitjacket, and there's Francesco the Vampire at the back there. At the front here I have two of my Cybermen figures from Closing Time and the Peg Soldier from Night Terrors. And then if we move along a little further we can see Uncle from the Doctor's Wife, along with my TARDIS playset from the Doctor's Wife, the Junk TARDIS playset that is, and inside there you can just about see my 11th Doctor figure from A Christmas Carol and my Idris figure as well. And in front of them I've got my silent figures from Wave 1A, and also my Cyberman with chest damage, who is also from Closing Time, and he has his little bits of lightning down there. Here we can see a lot of my Avengers figures. Pretty much all of the figures you see here are made by Hasbro, but I do also have the Marvel Select Hulk figure from the movie, which is made by Diamond Select. You can see that I have pretty much all of the 4-inch Avengers movie figures. There's a few from the comics as well, and some from the concept series, and I've got the 8-inch Avengers movie figures at the back there as well. Also on this shelf I have my 2008 Hulk movie Marvel Legends figure, and you can see that he's about to beat up one of the Chitauri from the Avengers. You can also see my two HeroClix figures down there, which are Nick Fury and the Hulk. I have got pretty much all of the 4-inch Avengers movie figures, but there are still some that I'm trying to look for, and one of the ones that I'm trying to find at the moment is the unmasked concept series Captain America figure. There are some figures on the shelf which aren't here right now, so they aren't actually on the shelf, but what I really should be saying is there are a few more figures in this collection. They're just not on the shelf right now because I've been using them for a lot of other things like photography as well, but I should be putting them back on the shelf pretty soon. I think the only one that I don't have on the shelf at the moment is my movie series 4 figure, which has him in his outfit from the Avengers movie. You can see that I've got one 4-inch figure of him towards the right of the screen there, and that's him from the original 4 movie, and there's also one from the comic series and the 8-inch one from the movie Yeah, it's just like I said, he's not on the shelf right now, but he is in there as part of my collection. And on this shelf I have quite a few more figures of Marvel characters, not just from the movies but also from the comics. On the right corner we can see a couple of my Iron Man 3 Marvel Legends figures, my X-Force Deadpool figure, my Marvel Legends 4 figure, and also the Marvel Select fan. In the middle I have my Marvel Select Avengers Iron Man Mark 6 figure, along with some of my Iron Man 3 figures, Iron Man 2 figures, sorry. And in the left corner of the shelf we can see a few more Marvel Legends figures, which include Daken, the son of Wolverine, Iron Patriot from the Marvel Comics, and also the Lizard from The Amazing Spider-Man. And at the bottom part of this corner of the shelf we can see two versions of Spider-Man from The Amazing Spider-Man movie, and also the 4-inch Lizard figure from the movie. On these two shelves I have all of my carded Doctor Who action figures. You can see that I've got one shelf devoted to new series figures and one devoted to classic series figures. I'm not going to show all of these figures in this particular video, but I am going to do a separate video in the future in which I show you all the figures that are part of this collection. We can see that at the front of the new series figure shelf I've got River Song, the astronaut, the corroded Cyberman with limb damage, and the Cybermets. And on the classic series figure shelf we can see the second Dalek Collector set, the Cyberman figure set, the Master from the Deadly Assassin, and also two other figures from Wave 2 of the classic series figure line, which are the Ice Warrior and also one of the Vok robots. Also on this shelf I have the Resurrection of the Daleks figure set. Now this shelf, which is the last one we're going to be looking at in this video, is a bit of everything really. It's got quite a few more Marvel figures, along with my DC Universe Classics figures, a few of my Halo figures, and some more Doctor Who action figures as well. On this part of the shelf we can see some more of my Iron Man figures. There is a few Iron Man 3 Assemblers figures, which are the Star Boost Iron Man figure, the Mark 42 Iron Man figure, and also the Iron Patriot figure. Behind them I have my two carded Iron Man Armoured Avenger figures, which are the movie series Mark 5 figure and the concept series Hammer Drone figure. Also on this shelf I have my Iron Man 2 movie series Undercover Assault figure set, which features the unmasked Iron Man Mark 6 figure, the unmasked War Machine figure, and also our first figure of Black Widow from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now this set was supposed to be released in 2010, around the time of the cinema release of Iron Man 2, but it got cancelled. However, it was released here in the UK this year, and this is one that I was able to pick up from my local TK Maxx for £9.99 back in February. And next to that I have my Iron Man 3 Marvel Legends Ironmonger figure, or what I have of it so far. And below that figure I have my Time Lord Psychic Container from Doctor Who, and my Thor the Mighty Avenger Deluxe Heimdall. And next to Heimdall I have my DC Universe Classics figure collection. As you can see, it's very small at the moment. It only consists of 3 figures, but I'm a huge fan of the DC Universe Classics figure line, and I'm hoping to get many more figures for this collection in the future. As you can see at the moment I've got the Sinestro Corps Batman figure, which I think is probably one of the coolest looking Batman figures out there at the moment. I've also got the Hal Jordan Green Lantern and the Flash, and also the torso of the Collect and Connect Validus figure, which came with the Sinestro Corps Batman figure. And next to those guys I have my 3 Marvel Universe figures, which are Doctor Strange, World War Hulk, and also the Modular Armour Iron Man figure. And next to the Marvel Universe figures I have some of my Halo figures. Here we can see 2 different versions of Master Chief. On the left we have Master Chief from Halo Legends, and on the right we have Master Chief from Halo 4. At the back there we can see the Spirit of Fire Red Team from Halo Wars. The reason why I've got them leaning against the wall at the moment is because they fell over quite a bit a few weeks ago, but I'll try and stand them up properly again soon, and if they do fall over again I'll just put them back up against the wall. Next to the Halo figures I have some more of my Doctor Who action figures. As you can see, they are made in the same scale, the 5-inch scale, so they do go very nicely with each other. For Doctor Who figures here I have the Series 6 Wave 2 11th Doctor figure with the white shirt, and I've also got the blue shirt version towards the right there as well. Also here I have the Victory of the Daleks Collector's set, the Torchwood San Diego Comic Con 2009 exclusive Captain Jack figure, the Doctor Who Series 3 Tesco exclusive figure set, which was released in 2009, the River Song version of the Astronaut, the 10-inch length Doctor figure, and some of my Doctor Who Character Building Series 3 figures down there. And below them I have a few more of my carded action figures. Here we can see the Avengers Flip and Attack Hulk tank, along with the Torchwood Ianto Jones figure. Next to that I have my Halo Spartan Mark 6 figure and my 10th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver from The End of Time. And in the far corner we can see the Avengers movie series Hulk figure and the Captain John Hart figure. And that is pretty much it for this video on a bit of my action figure collection. I hope you've all enjoyed watching this video. I'm pretty happy with how a lot of these shelves have turned out. I really like a lot of the figures on them, and I love some of the poses I've got them in. Sometimes I have to be careful about this thing called the domino effect, which is where a figure falls down and it knocks all of the surrounding figures down. This rarely happens to me though, so that's not usually a problem that affects me much, but it is something you have to be careful with if you have a lot of figures on one shelf. My next video should be a review of the Iron Man 3 Marvel Legends Iron Patriot figure, and I've got loads of other reviews on the way. I'm hoping to do a review of the DC Universe Classic Sinestro Corps Batman figure as well, as that's quite a recent addition to my collection, so I'd like to review that figure as well, and I think it's a really cool looking figure as well, so I think it'd be nice to do a video on that one at some point soon as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Bye for now.